In this video, I'm going to tell you something about skin. Biologically speaking, skin is a compound organ in that it is derived from two germ layers, ectoderm and mesoderm. Ectoderm forms the epidermis and mesoderm forms the dermis. Epidermis is composed largely of epithelial tissue and the cells are squamous, flat and polygonal. They are tightly packed cells in several layers. The outermost layer of epidermis is called stratum corneum, and this layer is supposed to be dead in the sense that the cells have become so much compressed due to external and internal pressure that they have become dead. But then epidermis is of course alive, and epidermis of course is multi-layered, but the lower part of epidermis has a layer of cells called the layer is called stratum malpighi, stratum germinativum. The cells are specialized in that they have the ability to divide throughout life. So whenever there is a skin damage or something like that, this is compensated by the cell division from stratum malpighi. The dermis, of course, is composed of connective tissue, and it has collagen fibers and other fibers, blood vessels, nerves, etc. And then, of course, there are some epidermal glands that underlie, they are situated in the dermis, of course. Epidermal glands are of two types, sudorific and sebaceous glands. They are variously modified. For example, Thier's gland, mammary gland, sebum secreting gland in the eye and in the eyelid, etc. So these glands, of course, do something. They secrete substances. You know what they do. The skin, of course, has a large number of functions attributed to it: function of protection, nutrition, excretion, and respiration. In frog, for example, there is a cutaneous respiration through the skin. So the skin serves a number of functions. If you have to describe different classes of vertebrates, you can use the word skin. For example, fish have a scaly glandular skin. Amphibians have glandular scaleless skin. Reptiles have a scaly glandless skin. Birds have skin with feather. Mammals have skin with hair. So skin enables you to classify different classes of vertebrates. And one of the cells in the epidermis is melanocytes, of course in humans, in other animals also, but in frog we have chromatophores. Chromatophores, of course, are of different types, but what the difference between chromatophores and melanocyte is that the chromatophores are contractile cells. They contract and expand, and as a result of which the pigments that they contain get spread out within the cell or remain contorted at one point. So therefore you can see that the frog is capable of changing its skin within a short time. Frog has a sort of greenish, yellowish color. When it rains overnight, they change their color. So they have the ability to change the color. Of course, some reptiles also do that. Chameleon, you see, changes the color rapidly. But in mammals, of course, the color is not changed rapidly because melanocytes are not capable of expanding and contracting. They do secrete, however, a compound called melanin, a small organic compound, black in color. The more melanin one has in the skin, the darkness is there in proportion to the amount of melanin. And the secretion of melanin depends upon how many genes are there in the individual. So the melanin secretion, of course, depends primarily upon the number of genes associated contained by the organism, but also is influenced by some environmental factors like exposure to sunlight. The radiation